Hello, everyone. My name is Yanina, and this is my colleague Oriol. We are super excited to be at the stage at GameCamp today. Thank you, Mario, so much for the invitation. We both work as performance marketing managers at Admiral Media, and now Oriol is going to tell you what Admiral Media is.
Hello. Yeah. Admiral Media is a performance marketing agency that we give you the whole process of campaign management, creative production. We have also influencer marketing and also data analytics and finally reporting to the clients, in this case you, regarding the performance that we are getting for you.
We have two sessions, one after another. The first one, as Mario mentioned, is going to be about Apple's custom product pages. The second one is going to be about TikTok.
So yeah, Yanina, the floor is yours, and enjoy this presentation.
Thank you. To be honest, good. I've never imagined that I'm going to be talking about Apple's feature or the Google Campus, but it is what it is. So here we are. We're going to discuss custom product pages and how to leverage them on Apple search ads. And of course, there's going to be a Q&A session in the end as usual, but please feel free to interrupt me and ask questions throughout the whole time. Before we move forward, please, guys, who has tested custom product pages? Please, hands up. Okay, we have quite a few people here. That's amazing. So what are custom product pages? They're basically like landing pages of a website, but on the App Store. With them, you can target each user segment with the most relevant creatives rather than treating all of your potential customers as one group and trying to convert them with generic messaging, which is what is happening if you don't use them. So what are custom product pages? You can use customized screenshots, app review videos, and promotional texts that are different than your default ones. You can create up to 35 custom product pages per app. You need to submit them to the App Store Connect. You need to submit them for review, but they don't require an app release. They're available only for iOS 15 or later users and are not accessible to users searching organically. The most important point that we're going to cover today is that we can use them to create ad variations on Apple search ads. Before we move forward to the opportunities and challenges of this new feature, let me show you how easy it is to create custom product pages on the App Store. The only thing that you need is marketing role access to the App Store Connect. Then you go to My Apps, select your app, and you're going to see this App Store page open. On the left-hand side, you can see the custom product pages tab, and then you just click on the Create button. You have two options here. You can either start with a blank page, or you can use your current page to create a custom one. Here, you can modify your screenshots, app review videos, and promotional text as desired. I would advise you to only focus, or if you're changing the screenshots, I would advise you to only focus on the first 3 or 4, because this is where the users are actually staying and paying most attention to. So there is no need to change 8 or 10 screenshots together. After you're done with your changes, you can click on the Add for Review button. The review usually happens around 24 hours, but if for some reason you need it sooner or it's taking more than that, you can apply on the App Store website. You can apply for a speedy review. If you don't know where to find it, I would be happy to share the link with you afterwards. So now let's move to the opportunities and challenges of the feature. What we can expect from them. The benefit for customers is quite straightforward. They're getting a more personalized customer journey. But what does that bring to us, the marketers? This more personalized user acquisition journey means that those customers are likely to find your custom page more relevant than your default ad, which very often results in higher conversion rate and lower cost per install. The numbers that you're seeing here on the right are taken from one of our best examples, up to 25% higher conversion rate from click to install, and up to 50 and sometimes even more lower cost per install. And I guess there is no one here that would turn down twice cheaper cost per install. Let's continue with the other opportunities. if you have used Apple Search Ads for a longer time period, you have probably faced one of the platform's biggest challenges, which is scaling. However, with higher conversion rate and lower cost per install, your top keywords will improve, and you will be able to bid more to your best performing. You'll be able to bid more and earn higher competitor impression share than the competition. Sorry. One of the most important benefits for marketers is the next one. You can win users you may have lost in the past when your product page didn't convey the message that they were looking for. I'm going to give you a quick idea here. You can use this strategy and create a returning users ad group on Apple Search with a custom product page that is showing your newest feature or offer or promotion or whatever it's new inside your app or game. And I guarantee that you're going to get some redownloads back. The last opportunity that we're going to discuss today is the improved budget allocation. Because we can measure each custom product page, lower funnel events like revenue and retention, we can understand which audiences are worth spending more on and vice versa. You might be underestimating some of your app features that have bigger potential than you think. And now let's move to an example of a German real estate app that we are currently promoting. You can see that we developed 2 custom product pages. The first one is for people searching to rent a property, and the second one is for people searching to buy one. We developed those 2 offerings with the relevant creatives for each audience, and we have tested them on Apple Search Ads. What you can see is the results of those 2 custom product pages, and they are beyond amazing. We are very happy and proud of them. The first one is about the renting custom product page, and you can see that the cost per install is more than 50%, I think around 58% lower than the one of the default ad, 20% higher conversion rate, and also twice lower cost per click. The results of the buying one are pretty much the same, so following the positive trend. You might be wondering why the spend numbers are different. They're not the same number. But the thing is that we have no power on deciding how much we're going to spend on each product page. The platform A/B tests the 2 and allocates more money to the better performer. These 2 custom product pages, the screenshots here are from the generic campaign. However, we have tested them in competitors as well. But we didn't do that with the idea to improve the performance. We did it because we wanted to identify which offering is more important for users who are searching for our competitor brands. So we can use custom product pages not only to improve performance, but actually to understand our target audience better. It's not all sunshine and roses, so let's move to some of the challenges of this feature. The first one, of course, is going to be about the tracking. Currently, on MMPs, we don't have an ad section. We have only keywords. We have keywords and ad group level data, meaning that we cannot divide the performance per custom ad and your default ad. What you can do is that you can compare the performance of each ad group before and after this custom product page was launched. Another limitation is about the testing. Right now, we can only test 1 custom product page at a time on Apple Search, meaning that we need to pause one before launching another. The workaround that I'm currently doing is by running custom product page 1 for between 2 or 3 weeks time, depending on the spend, pausing it, and then running the second one for the same time period. Of course, I keep an eye on the spend because it would make sense to compare the data only if we see similar spend numbers. The last one is regarding the design resource, because you're going to need a dedicated design team in order to fill all of the slots. And now I have a quick question for those of you who have run custom product pages. Has anyone filled all of the 35 slots per app? Yeah, exactly my point. So, as I mentioned, we cannot use MMP in order to analyze the performance of the custom product pages, but there is a better tool that we can use in order to analyze everything post-install that it's important for us. This tool is, again, the App Store Connect. Apart from marketing raw access that we got when we were creating the custom product page, we also need a financial raw one in order to be able, of course, to see the numbers here. So you go to App Analytics, and then under the Acquisition tab, which is right here, you're going to see product page downloads, conversion rates, retention data, and proceeds to determine each page effectiveness. Moreover, You can compare the performance of different pages and understand if users, whether the users who download your app from a certain page stayed engaged longer or spent more on in-app purchases, which is a very, very good knowledge to have. In addition, you can use the filter option here on the right to filter by region or device. I would recommend filtering by device for apps that have a strong iPad base because iPad and iPhone users tend to have slightly different behavior. Adding filtering by region is a must if you're having the same custom product page active in US, UK, Australia, and Canada, for example. Because if you don't filter by region, then you're just going to see the overall data and overall performance. And now that we know how to create them, how to measure them, the weaknesses and strengths of this feature, let me show you how to test them properly and how to set them up on Apple Search Ads. First, we need to start with the campaign structure because it's the most important thing here. Keeping the real estate example, we can see that in the generic campaign, we have 4 ad groups: renting an apartment, buying an apartment, renting a house, buying a house. We have no audience refinements, so we're targeting all users. The only difference here is the keywords that we're having, and they're, of course, per topic. Looking at a casino game example, we have poker, blackjack, roulette, slot machines. The same logic here. This is important for the custom product pages setup for obvious reasons. But what it is more important here is that you can use this setup to understand more about your users. So my point is the following. You for sure know if your users are playing more poker than blackjack. You have Firebase, you have analytics, you know which is the game that they're playing the most. But what you cannot know is what is trendy at the moment. What are people right now looking for? Which one of those has the highest search volume on Apple, which is where people are going to search for the specific game. And having the ad groups divided like this will help you analyze the search volume and develop your features based on this knowledge here. And now that we know how to structure the campaign, let's move to the actual part of adding the custom product page. It's super easy, just a few simple steps. You pick a campaign of your choice, go to any ad group level, and then you need to go to the ad section. You click on create ad. Then all of your custom product pages will be there. Choose the one you want, enter the name, and of course, if you want, you can preview it to make sure that that's the one that you want to add, and click save. Easy peasy. And now we're moving to my favorite part of this session, how to make the most of them. In order to make custom product pages bring you more conversions on a better price, you need to start by doing your homework. The first step is to segment your users into potential audience groups. And then you need to dive into understanding each audience segment intent of downloading, subscribing, signing up for your app. Afterwards, you can start preparing your metadata and designing the custom product pages, highlighting the app benefits that those users will be looking for. After that, you can start adding them to the relevant ad groups and, of course, closely monitor their performance. Last but not least, start testing which creative and messaging works best for each user segment. As everything else in marketing, this is also about testing. And now I'm going to cover some popular and maybe not so popular use cases. As I don't have time to cover all possible scenarios, I would be more than happy if you're struggling with thinking of any custom product page suggestion for your app. I would be happy to discuss with you afterwards and see if I can help. Starting with the first point, which is showcasing your app features or benefits. That's a very common way that how we advertise our apps outside the store too. You can highlight your most engaging characters or different user personas. Let's say that you're a strategy game that has two user personas, builders and battlers. You can create a custom product page for each one. If you have any offers, promotions, any discounts, then definitely communicate them in a custom product page. That's a great way to A/B test how they perform for certain audiences as well. If you're running any seasonal events, then there is a high chance when a user goes to the store They're going to expect to see the event-related content, and that could make them download your game. With holidays like Christmas and Halloween approaching, you might be considering adding a theme per holiday, or maybe add any in-app games related to that or new characters. Then definitely reflect that in a custom product page and test it out. Another thing that you can do is that you can target different game modes with different custom product pages. And let's take a look at this example of 2 ad variations for the game Homescapes. We have version A and version B, and we have a hypothetical user searching for a home decoration game. So guys, which one do you think that they're going to choose? Person who is looking for a home decoration game. Please raise your hands for version A. Please raise your hands for version B. Okay, perfect. Quite a few. So I would also assume that people would choose version A because we're showing the home design part rather than the super popular Candy Crush mode that many games nowadays have. But the thing is that this is just a hypothesis, and the only way that we can prove that is to test it. And this is what custom product pages are about. And now I have a few bonus slides for the new placements that Apple recently announced. The first one, not so interesting in my opinion. You might also like section. It's going to appear in the end of your product page. And it's going to be a separate placement option when creating a campaign using the CPT pricing model. It's super easy to set up. As you can see, there's not going to be any creatives, any copy. So you just set it up. The thing that you can experiment here, and I think for games that's actually very relevant, is the categories that your app can appear on, because you can choose to appear on the same category or in a different one. You cannot exclude any apps, and so your competitor can appear on your page and you can appear on theirs as well. The one that I'm more excited about is the one that is going to appear in the Today tab. Again, separate placement option using the CPT pricing model. But the good thing here is that we're going to have custom product pages involved as well. They're going to be the creative, and you're going to need at least 4 portrait or 5 landscape images in order to run the custom product pages on Today tab, which is a bit different than what we have now. Another thing that is different is that you're going to need 2 approvals. The first one from the App Store Connect and the second one from Apple Search Ads team. I'm not sure how this is going to look like, but I'm very looking forward to it. And they need to be live around the holiday season. So if your app is having high seasonality at that time, then I would definitely advise you to consider running and testing this new placement with everything that we learned today, of course. Unfortunately for me, and hopefully for you too, we're reaching the final part of this session. I would be more than happy to answer any of your questions or die trying.
Thank you. Okay, we have the questions.
Thanks, Yanina. It was a great presentation. Can you maybe go back to the slide with data from campaign?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's good.
Are you referring to the
No,
custom product pages or this one?
Any of the, like both.
Okay.
I mean, the question relates to all of them. So it was interesting for me to see that conversion rates are actually similar, which I would expect would be the main point of difference, right? If the keywords are the same in the ad sets. So like, do you have some hypothesis why it was like this big difference?
You're asking about the second one, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes, because in the first one, we're also seeing the big difference there. To be honest, that's the reason why I didn't include the tap-through rate as well, because the tap-through rate usually is quite similar. The conversion rate, I have no clue why. Sometimes it's like way higher, sometimes it's very similar. But for us, it's the same keywords as you mentioned. So the most important metric for this client in particular was getting cheaper cost per install. So that's why we were happy with it and continue and still running. Yeah.
Thanks.
But in the second one, the sample is very low, so it's not.
Yes, that's also true. Yeah.
Any question? Okay.
Hey, thanks for your presentation. You showed us about experimentation with CPPs on Apple search ads. Do you have any experiences with testing it on other platforms? I know that Snapchat is
That's a good
allowing,
one.
yeah.
Yes, that's a good one. And also Facebook should be rolling out the custom product pages on 23rd of September, so next week. I have no experience testing it like on Snapchat yet, but on Facebook, I'm already preparing for the same app to start the tests.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, I encourage you to reach out to Yanina after the session, and then let's give the stage to Oriol, who will be talking about another unusual presentation at Google Camp, which is the...
Oriol is our TikTok master, so I'm sure you're going to have much fun with his presentation.
Okay, the stage is yours.
All right. Good afternoon, and thank you, Yanina. It was a great presentation. I hope that you all learned a little bit regarding custom product pages. So yeah, it's already a little bit late of the day. So show of hands, how many of you do you have TikTok on your phone? Wow, that's the thing. Wow. So yeah, the agenda. We'll start talking about the TikTok potential that you have already seen, that there's a lot of people already that has the app on their phone. Then we'll go like talking about the campaigns, what type of campaigns there are, and some best practices that TikTok and ourselves from our agency we recommend. Then we'll focus on ads, and finally the Coca-Cola formula that we have developed in our agency to get the best performance and boost performance on TikTok. So yeah, TikTok potential. TikTok has gathered more than 1 billion users around the world. This is huge, like the numbers are huge, but that's not the most outstanding data. The most outstanding data is that each user spends more than 1.5 hours on the app per day. That's the equivalent of watching 2 episodes of your favorite series on Netflix. Not even Netflix has this data. It's incredible. Another piece of data is that comparing TikTok with Reels, it's like useless, to be honest. TikTok has 10 times more time spent on the app than Instagram on Reels. So yeah, another piece of data that it's incredible. So this is already a sign that we need to adapt to TikTok. We need to create TikTok. But of course, there's a lot of people that still say that TikTok is only meant for teenagers. Check this graph. More than 50% of users are older than 30 years old. So no teenagers here. I'm 24. For all of you, you think that I'm still young, but for me, I'm not still young anymore. And I don't consider a teenager myself anymore. So yeah, huge potential also for people in ages that are already purchasers. More than 30 years old, 50%. So now that we have talked about the demographics and also the potential of TikTok, let's talk about the campaigns. There's 3 types of campaigns, and I will talk also about algorithm, of course. TikTok is always about algorithm. The algorithm is the best thing that TikTok has developed because it shows the best videos and the most relevant videos per each user. But they have adapted the algorithm for serving ads as well. 3 types of campaigns. The first one is brand awareness. This type of campaign is for clients that want to have a lot of impacts on the user, so a lot of the highest reach possible. Then the algorithm adapts to get the most performance on this metric, the reach, the biggest number of users. The second type is consideration campaigns. For this type of campaigns, the brand not only wants to make an impression on the user, but wants to have an interaction. They want to say something and that the user responds to that feeling. So for this type of campaigns, the objective is not only video views, but also the clicks that you get from showing the video to the person. And the final type of campaigns for our agency is the most important because we are an agency focused on app performance and app promotion. It's the conversions campaigns. In this case, the algorithm will show the ad as many times as needed or as it thinks that it's optimal to get the conversion that it's wanting. So we can select the type of events that we want, installs any in-app event, and even it has already put ROAS campaigns. So yeah, a great development. TikTok ads platform is changing all the time because it's getting more and more users every day. And yeah, they are developing a lot. So if you are working with TikTok, what you see today, it's going to change 1 month afterwards. But let's keep talking about the algorithm. This is a great example, to be honest. On the right side, we see a normal campaign that it will be a regular platform, such as Facebook, Google, or something else. As you can see, this is real data. We will not share client data, the client name or anything. But you can see that on the 8th of May, here, we uploaded a good creative. And then the number of installs started to increase. The value of spend week over week has also increased. But we see that the increase in spend and the increase in installs is not huge. On the other side, when we check the TikTok campaign, the last week is when we uploaded a good performing creative. Check the spend. It's 600% increase on spend from 1 week to the other one, only 1 week and 600%. And regarding installs, 1000%. So imagine having this performance. And this is what we are going to talk about, how we get this boosting performance. The TikTok algorithm works like that. Once it finds a good creative and a good campaign strategy, it will skyrocket the performance and it will skyrocket all the metrics. But we have to get there. So how we get there? Let's start with campaign best practices. We have these 7 steps. The first one is the campaign type. We have showed already the 3 types of campaigns that there is. And from this type of campaign, you have to understand which type of client you are and which is the best campaign that will work for you. The second thing, it will be the target event. We suggest to go to upper funnel events or mid funnel events. Why? This is because TikTok still needs a lot of data to understand to which user to give to show the ad. So at the end, if we put starting the campaign and only the first time of the campaign for the account, a purchase event, it's going to be hard to find the user to show the ad. So that's why upper or mid funnel event. The placement, go for manual. TikTok only, like TikTok ad platform has other apps, but we should go only for TikTok because it's the best performing one. Why do we want to spend money on other ones? Regarding budget, we suggest you to go to ad group level, not campaign level, because with ad group level, we'll be able to control how much spend we are going to allocate to each strategy of the ad group, and also giving the budget 50 times the CPA. So at the end, if we are having, for example, a campaign that is targeting cost per install at €2, let's give it at least €100 per day for spend, so it gets a lot of data and it can optimize wisely. Regarding bid strategy, if you do not have a clear CPA to target, go with lowest cost, because then the algorithm will tell you how much good performance it can get, and not ourselves telling them, because otherwise it will not spend and it will create issues. Finally, the audience, keep it broad. I'm not saying that let's not use lookalikes, because lookalikes are great, especially in TikTok, but keep it as broad as possible, because the algorithm is good enough already to select the user. And finally, and we're going to talk a lot about ads now, keep to 3 to 5 ads per ad group. Then the algorithm has the opportunity and the chance to choose the best performing creative. And now, Taya, ads. We're going to be talking a lot about ads. What's the different type of ads that we have? These are some ideas that TikTok shares and that we can understand, and they are divided into low frequency, medium frequency, and high frequency, to understand and to give you some ideas on what type of ads you can create for TikTok. The first one is the low frequency. This is when you have a major update or something that it's super incredible for that specific moment, an event, you're launching something real new. But of course, you cannot do a major event at every single day, because it happens once a while. Then the medium frequency, here is the ones that you can keep doing pretty often, and it will be promoting game elements, so showing like, check this part of the app that it's so cool, or something like that. And then also show what happens behind the scenes. In TikTok, it's about being real. So to be real, something that people loves a lot is that we show them how you create the app or how your day-to-day work is. And then the high frequency. The high frequency will be to join the trends of the community. So you have your gaming community, and now it's popular to talk about a specific thing. Then you create an ad related to that, or tap into subcultures. Tap into subcultures is pretty interesting. Imagine, for example, that there's a typical dance that everybody is doing, and that you want to tap into this dancing community. Then you can create, for example, a video of a character of your game dancing that a specific dance. Then you're kind of winking them. You're kind of saying, okay, we like your style, we like that dance. Why don't you try our game? And it's kind of a strategy that will drive new users and users that are not used to your game and new audiences. So yeah, now a little test. There's these three options: the major update, subcultures of game or game elements. And I would like to ask you, which one do you think that this video is? Please raise your hand if you think that this is the first type of campaign, so a major update. Okay, then number 2, subcultures. And number 3, game element. Okay, hey, you got it right. Congratulations. Yeah, this is a game element you're promoting, and you're saying, okay, we have this feature in the app. Maybe you don't know it. Please try it. It's super cool, and you're gonna have better performance in your game if you do that. So yeah, and it's something that is also kind of saying the work to work day, because this is the community manager. So you are being real. You're showing something that you're showing someone that is working with the app every day. So yeah. Then let's talk about the best practices. We have this divided into the 5 subsections here. The first one is so obvious that, yeah, we'll maybe skip it. Format, full screen, always. And verticals always, because doesn't have any other type of ads. And also high resolution, it matters. Having a high resolution video, it matters. Then regarding the sound, TikTok is a platform that like 99.9% of users will use it with sound, because it interacts with the user better. So of course, if you have an ad that doesn't have sound, you're done. Like the ad is gonna die for sure. And for example, you can use some trending music, some music that is popular right now, or also some voicing off that is showing something while we in the video show something else. Regarding the duration, super important, 12 to 30 seconds. Don't make it longer than 30 seconds. It's not worth it. If you cannot explain your story and your information with 30 seconds, you're doing something wrong, because you have to be able to explain with 30 seconds only what you want to say. Then context, use subtitles. They are super important. And the type of subtitles that you use are super important as well. Don't put huge lines of super small letters. No, just put the emphasis on the sentence that they are saying. And also effects and tendencies that will create an impact on the user. And finally, call to action on the video always. I saw the video, I saw the story that you were telling me, and then I react to that story. Finally, regarding being impactful, use creators. Creators and influencers are the ones that know how to best make videos and how to best make TikToks, because they are making their money from that. So trust them and don't be afraid to use them. And finally, some transitions. We'll talk about transitions a lot, but if you have a video that it's always the same scene and 30 seconds always the same scene, it's not going to work. We have to change the angle of the view, angle of the camera, something like that. And also putting, for example, something that is super useful is to put the app on the background. So I'm talking and I have the app on the background while I'm showing and making you familiar with the app while I'm explaining to you. I also have the app on the background. And TikTok is about stories. We have to explain a story. We have to tell something to the user. If we are not selling any information, it's worthless. So the start, it's about the first 3 seconds. We were talking about the video duration. The first 3 seconds are the most important part of TikTok. Like the rest is less important at the start. Normally it's the middle part for videos that is the most important, but in TikTok it's the first 3 seconds. Because if you are not impactful in those first 3 seconds, they are gonna skip. So we have to have something visual and audio that impacts the user, and also create a hook. Tell something to the user that he feels attached, that is like, oh, what they are telling me, and makes this hook. Then the middle part will be the information. This is when we have to get something curious, we have to explain the information in a positive way and in an interesting way, so the user keeps watching the video and gets what we meant and what we are creating, we are wanting to say, always keeping the suspense. And finally, the last part will be the product, the end. Here we have to re-emphasize on the product information, so they leave with some key message, and also brand it. They have to remember the name of the game at least when they are leaving. So this will be the story arc of the TikTok. Now, 2 videos. Show of hands. I'm going to show them, both of you, and you have to choose which one performed good and which one performed bad. And the second one. As you can see, both are for Clash of Clans. So yeah. Okay, so which one of you do you think that the first one performed better? And the second one? It was the first one. Actually, the first one, if you see it, it's much easier to create it. The second one has a lot of graphic design, a lot of video, and it's incredible. But let's talk about, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of examples why the first one performed better. The first one got 40 million views, while the second one got 100K views. So it's crazy, the difference. Yeah, first the duration. The second video was 1 minute long. I had to cut it because of not to bore you, but it was 1 minute. The first video, it's 12 or 15, 20 seconds, so something like that. It's on the range. Also, the first thing that you can see in the first video is that it creates a hook. It's telling you there's an update, something has changed, and then you feel attached to the video. The second one is not telling something relevant at the first 3 seconds. And the final thing that I want to comment is regarding the story. I told you that the story arc is super important. We have to tell a message. We have to create and send a message to the user. So the first video is telling you that there's been an update regarding the changes on the cost of troops. So like you feel attached to the video and you feel curious about this change. The second one is not telling any story. It's just graphic design, really cool graphic design. Sorry if someone is from Clash of Clans here. I took the example, but yeah, you're not selling anything. You're just putting graphic. So yeah, not working that well. And now let's jump to the last part of the presentation. It's the Coca-Cola formula. We have 2 cases, real cases, and we're gonna show you what we did, what changed, and everything else related to that. But don't share this Coca-Cola formula outside of this room, please. The first app that we promoted really successfully on TikTok was a fintech app. So at the end, finance and TikTok, you will think that it's super unrelated and that you will not get good performance or whatever. We got better performance on TikTok than on the rest of the channels. No Facebook, no Google, only TikTok at the end. We spent 90% of the budget that we had in TikTok. Then we have also improved. We improved during the client research and everything. We improved the ads, and there was this point at the number 12 that we uploaded a very successful app. So you can see here, there's a change in the graph that it's drastic. After the upload on the change of this new app, this spend increased, as you can see, significantly, while the cost per final event decreased significantly. So that's what we will always want to see in performance marketing, that the spend goes up and the costs per events go down. And the changes, and we achieved a 69% increase in total spend with this app and a 52% decrease in cost per ID verification, that it's the last step before making the purchase. So it was like it's purchase. This event, to be honest, is purchase because once you do that, you have already signed up and you have invested €5 in the app. So real killer with this ad. And what was this ad about? And what strategy did we use? First, let's talk about the campaign strategy. It was an app install campaign because we were promoting an app. Manual placement, only TikTok. We forget about the rest. Custom targeting. We kept the lookalike audience broad because you have the option to put like really narrow lookalike audiences or broader. We kept it broad, and we created the lookalike audiences out of the data that we sent to TikTok, that it was telling that it was of users that did the last event. We created a lookalike audience from that. And finally, we also excluded the users that have already purchased inside the app because we don't want to target them anymore. And the target event, mid-funnel event. We were not looking for neither installs, neither the last event, just mid-funnel. And the most important part, the ad. What was the ad? The strategy. First, creator content. In Admiral Media, we have this creator department in which we create these creators through influencers. So we contact with influencers and we tell them which type of ads we want to have and negotiate with them and tell them some guidelines on what to do. At the end, they are the experts, so they know how to do it, but we have to give them some guidelines. The other strategy that we use is Spark Ads. Spark Ads is a type of ads that works the following way. The influencer creates the video and then posts it in her or his TikTok account. And then they gave us a code to be able to promote that specific video from the TikTok ads account. So we get the code, and then we're able to promote their video. So they get all the views, all the likes and everything, but we put a call to action and we brand the video. That's incredible. Why? It's a win-win situation. The user, when they are seeing that it's an influencer and not an app or something that is wanting to sell, they look the video more and they trust the video more. And also it's a win-win for us because we get better performance out of that. And the influencer gets more views and more likes. So great situation. And then some ads characteristics where that it was a real life example. So the influencer was talking about her real life example. Then positive vibes, it was selling and it was explaining a story that it was bringing value to the user. Then we also use a referral program. At the end of the video, she put a code in which by using that code, the user and the influencer will get an X amount of money on the account. That was a real good situation because we got better performance because of the referral program, but also the influencer was wanting to create better videos and better quality videos and more videos because it's a variable payout. At the end of the day, she was getting more money if more people were signing up into the app. Finally, last 3 ones, subtitles with the key information, not of everything that she was saying, but the key information up in the background, as you can see in, as you can see in the example. And finally, proof that the influencer has used the app. She was showing her account and her balance in which the users were able to see that she spent money inside the app and she was making money in the app. So this is the creative. Somebody here speaks German? Oh, unfortunately, the video is in German because the app was in German. I see a hand there. Maybe you can translate the video afterwards. But as I want to focus on the following things. It has a catchy start. It starts saying, "I wish I knew this before." You're like, what are you saying? Then it has a good story because it explains what the app does in the middle part of the video. Then animations, the background in the app, showing that she has used the app and everything else, and the subtitles with important information. And here's the video.
Ich wünschte, ich hätte diesen Trick schon vorher gekannt. Die App heißt Rhubarb. Ich habe sie jetzt die letzten 4 Wochen getestet für euch. Erstmal vorab, die App ist kostenlos. Immer dann, wenn ich zum Beispiel draußen Geld ausgebe, sei es jetzt ein Kaffee für 2,80 €, dann rundet der das automatisch auf 3 € auf, sodass 20 Cent automatisch gespart werden. Hier könnt ihr das sogar kurz sehen. Ich habe 5 € gespart, allein durchs Aufrunden. Und für diejenigen, die in Aktien investieren wollen, aber nicht das nötige Wissen dafür haben, mit der App geht das auch. Und das Geld vermehrt sich im Prinzip von alleine. Das ist mein Code. Probiert es auf jeden Fall aus. Ich kann es jedem weiterempfehlen.
You want to translate the video super fast. No, I'm going coming.
She wouldn't believe it. There's a new app, it's free. She tried it out for 4 weeks, and what the app is doing is every time she's making a payment, it's rounding up, and whatever the delta is, rounding up, she's saving an account, trying to make money with investments.
Yeah, that was exactly it. So at the end, yeah, round of applause. So at the end, the message is super clear. He got it at the first time. Only watching the video once, he gets, and he has, and the video has all the impactful things: 30-second video, subtitles, transitions, and everything to keep the user interested. So yeah, this video got super good performance. Not that one. Then the second case that we have is a meditation app. Pretty known in France. The video is in French. Someone speak French here? No? Unlucky. So yeah, the change in performance that we saw, it was that we saw a drop in CPI by 57% when we uploaded that specific ad. And the video got 34 million views and more than 200,000 likes. It was incredible, that performance of that video. And it allowed us to have during some specific time, really good performance. Because, and yeah, this is something important to mention as well. These videos have a lifetime value. And TikTok burns out the videos like pretty fast, but then you have to create another one and create iterations and create other videos. So it's always about creating good videos. And yeah, the creative is this one. It starts with a catchy start as well. This is what happens when your alarm goes off. We have to remind that we are talking about a meditation app. So the video starts saying when, because everybody has an alarm that we have to wake up in the morning, unlikely. But this is what happens. So you're creating already this hook. We are, she's kind of telling us something that we have felt before. Then some animations. You can see already the clock ringing, sound, there will be an alarm sound, and then highlighted subtitles and a good interesting story related with the app promoting.
Ok, qu'est-ce qui se passe dans ton corps quand tu utilises un rappel de réveil? À chaque fois que ça sonne, tu vas recevoir un shoot de cortisol et d'adrénaline. Puis ça va redescendre, tu vas te rendormir. Puis ça va ressonner. Pourquoi on fait ça? Tu crois que 10 minutes de plus, ça va t'offrir un sommeil réparateur? Après la science, le temps idéal entre deux sonneries, si vraiment tu y tiens, c'est 45 minutes. Nous, on te conseille plutôt ça.
Okay, so as well, the video has all the ingredients to have a good video in TikTok. Short, to the point, having something related to the app, these transitions that it impacts you and it keeps you watching the video, and the alarm sound, everything. So this video was also a really good performing video in TikTok. So yeah, last two conclusions. The thing is, if we had good campaign strategy plus good creatives, then TikTok algorithm will skyrocket and we'll get great performance, like nothing compared in every other channel or any other network. And finally, to do a good creative in TikTok, you don't have to create ads, you have to create TikToks.
Thank you very much. Great presentation. Are there any questions to Oriol? Okay, I see the question already. And guys, here's some place, so if you would.
Hey, thank you so much for the content. Super nice. Roman from Google AdMob. So I have a question with regards to the creatives, let's say. So basically, the bad example of Supercell was just a graphical content. Don't you think it's just not native to the platform, not natural to the platform, and that's why it doesn't perform? If you have the successful cases, maybe you can share with us, like verbally, what are the successful cases of using those graphical content as the creatives? Thank you.
So yeah, interesting question. The thing is that we have to be entertaining and we have to create ads in TikTok that are related to what users are seeing. Most ads, like most videos in TikTok, it's of real people. If you create something graphical, it will shock the user. And then it's like, okay, there's something weird. Okay, it's an ad. I passed it. I scroll down. And this is why I think that it's so much related also to having influencers. But if you have something on graphical videos that it's also related to somebody that is real, you will get good performance as well. You can explain the story actually better at the end of the day when you have graphical design, because it helps to explain what is really happening, or the story that you want to explain. It helps, but of course you have to be as much as a video, as a TikTok ad, as a TikTok video, sorry, because the ads will be inside the feed of TikTok, and you have to try to be like that. And this is why one ad that works really good in Google will never perform in TikTok. I hope this solves your question. Yeah, thank you.
Hello. So thank you for your presentation. So I have I think very famous question for TikTok advertisement. So for me personally, TikTok looks like a black box more and more often. And where and how are you searching for an inspiration how to create TikTok creatives? Do you use any spy tools or workshops, ideas, guides? I don't know.
Watch TikTok. That's the thing. If you want to have inspiration, you have to watch a lot of TikTok, and it's like the best thing, like the best strategy to go big with TikTok is to have someone that it will be focused only in TikTok. The first part of the question, you were mentioning that TikTok is a black box, but at the end, all networks are a black box. And this is why we have MMPs to track the data and make sure that what the platforms are telling us, it's true. And this is one part. And the second part of the question related to yes, to how to get inspiration. There's some tools that it's best examples in TikTok. So TikTok has a link in which you can find the best examples. For example, HP is a really good example. I had some videos, but since HP is no gaming, I didn't put them here. But there's a lot of good examples on what's working on TikTok, and you can find them. They are the best ideas or something like that. I can share the link with you after the meeting. Like if you write me on LinkedIn here, I will share the link with you. And also you have to understand what are the trends inside TikTok. If some music is super famous right now, use that for your app. At the end, I was listening to a previous lecture before, and they were mentioning that, I think that it was the Desperado guys, that they had to adapt so fast to create a video and to adapt to that trend. At the end, since TikTok, you don't need all this graphic design and all these workarounds and everything so complicated. You can just adapt to the trends much faster, really much faster. And this is why you have to, like you can adapt to trends better in TikTok than the other platforms.
Okay. Thank you very much. So then, again, I'm encouraging you to reach out to both Yanina and Oriol after the presentations. Then let's invite, Martin, who will be talking about quite important topic, because understanding of UA